Republic TV, it's come as a big shock that Virat Kohli, India's test skipper, has decided to hang his boots, at least as captain in the test format. He issued a statement on social media, a fairly detailed statement. He says it's been 7 years of hard work, toil and relentless perseverance every day to take the team in the right direction. The statement reads, and I quote, "He's done the job with absolute honesty and left nothing out there. Everything has to come to a halt at some stage. And for me, as Test captain of India, it's now." There have been many ups and downs. There have been many ups and also some downs, he says, along the journey. But never has there been a lack of effort or lack of belief. I have always believed in giving my 120% in everything I do. And if I can't do that, I know it's not the right thing to do. I have absolute clarity in my heart and I cannot be dishonest to my team. He also says that he wants to thank the BCCI for giving him the opportunity to lead the country for such a long period of time, and more importantly to all the teammates who brought into the vision he had for the team from day one and never gave up in any situation. He also adds that you guys have made this journey so memorable and beautiful. He thanks Ravi Shastri, he says, to Ravi Bhai and the support group who are the engine behind this vehicle that moved us upwards in Test cricket consistently. You all have helped and played a massive role in bringing this vision to life. Lastly, a big thank you to MS Dhoni, who believed in me as captain and found me to be an able individual who could take Indian cricket forward. That was Virat Kohli's statement, a very detailed statement that he put out on social media. But let me go across to Harpal Singh Bedi. Harpal Singh Bedi, why do you think he stepped down? Because, you know, we spoke to some former India cricketers, test legends, greats of the game. All of them are surprised. In fact, one legend also said it was almost as if he was chickening out, and they want him to sort of take it back. When he was ready to be the test captain, wanted to continue as a test captain, what went wrong? Harpal Singh Bedi.
Legend says that he doesn't know it. That means he's not legend. Because this is how the captains are treated. He not done anything extraordinary. This was expected and he had to go. Now, the problem is if you fight with the president of the board, whosoever he is, and he has taken sort of panga with Ganguly, it was a matter of time when he was to quit. And he quit because he failed to win the series. He quit because there was a problem in the dressing room. And he quit because of his behavior with the DRS, the way he behaved, that very unbecoming of a captain. Also, and it is not surprising. I think I am surprised that if you say the cricket legends are saying that they are surprised, because this is how the captains have come and gone. Very few captains since the time of Pataudi have gone gone out gracefully. Everybody had to be sacked, and he is lucky that he stayed there for 7 years as captain and ruled like a monarch with the help of Ravi Shastri. No questions were asked, no answers were given. He gave 120%, but he took away also so many people. So many people must be surprised that what was their fault not to be allowed to play. So having said that, he's a great batsman, no doubt about it. But his failure to win World Test Championship, his failure to win the series here, his failure as a captain in T20, all combined, and his own form. And I think the problem in the dressing room now, because people in the dressing room, the youngsters know that which way the wind is blowing. So obviously he will not be having that much of aura in the dressing room, and the youngster will be trying to avoid him because they don't want to be seen with him with the person.
I lost your audio there, Harpal Singh Bedi. I lost your audio. Let me see if I can reconnect with you, Harpal Singh Bedi. But why do you say he had to go? Why do you say he had to go? You look at his test captaincy record. Nobody can speak of the kind of numbers that he has under his belt. I mean, you look at his test record, 68 tests, 40 wins, right? Not many can speak of that number. Harpal Singh Bedi.
Forgetting that he was given full support. He had a full backing. There was no question was asked. Whatever he wanted to do, he did it. And he was an unchecked monarch. So if he was successful, so be it. But then he was a failure also. and his failure to carry the team along with him, his dislikes and likes were very strong. And he had a coach with him, and these two, Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli, they ruled like undisputed monarchs. So I think the time had to come, and you cannot continue for more than 7 or 8 years. And his batting was not helping him, and his failure in South Africa, his conduct after when the DRS happened, it all boiled down. And he's, I think, in the dressing room also, the youngster must be keeping away from him, because he's wrangling with Saurav Ganguly. Nobody will be like to be seen in the company who is in the company of a person who is fighting with the boss. So everybody is looking for his own future. I think it is not surprising for me, and as you said, seniors are very surprised. I'm also surprised that the seniors are surprised. This is how the cricket has been doing, and let me tell you, it will have no impact on Indian cricket. Absolutely not, no impact on cricket. We get emotional for some time, but otherwise, you see how many players have come and how many gone. And in South Africa, whole new team was there. Totally, there was no emotion. De Kock said, "I'm going." They said, "Okay, bye bye." That is it. I think this is the way Indian cricket has been, and this will the way Indian cricket continue to be. But Virat Kohli's biggest mistake was to take up or rather fight with the BCCI president, and that too with Saurav Ganguly.
Yeah, and what do you think went wrong there? What do you think went wrong there, Harpal Singh Bedi? Now that we're talking, what do you think went wrong there?
Why it went wrong? Because he was unchallenged for 7 years. Nobody asked him a question. All those people who were ruling BCCI or who were controlling BCCI before Ganguly took over or came, they were overawed by his stature. And there was a tremendous media backup. And because everybody is saying that he is the greatest ever batsman on this planet. And he may have been a greatest batsman, there's no doubt about it. But because he ruled for 7 years uninterruptedly with the help of Shastri, there he lost his way. There he failed to realize that new dispensation has come and everything has to come to an end. Nobody has ever been continuing so long, a captain. And Indian, barring Pataudi, and that era when he was there for 8 or 9 years captain, that was hardly any tests were played, very far and few tests. Otherwise, after that, if you see from after Pataudi, be it Wadekar till Dhoni or till Kohli, no captain has gone out gracefully. This has been, I don't know, I can't explain. But what you said that many seniors or many legends have expressed surprise. I'm surprised at those legends that they are surprised. This was bound to happen because his failure to win the series here, his failure to win the World Test Championship, his failure in the T20, and it was bound to happen because of his DRS controversies, his abrasive behavior on the field. It might be, sometimes it looks good for optics on television, but it's not good for the team display.
Yeah. And Karan Ambardar is also joining us live. Karan, you read between the lines and you know, somewhere he says that if I can't give it my 120%, I'm just going through that line. He says, I've always believed in giving my 120% in everything I do. And if I can't do that, I know it's not the right thing to do. So is he saying he was not able to give 120% to Test captaincy?
Look, as a Test captain, we all know his record. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves out here. But of late, the pressure of leading a side, and of course not being able to perform in the last 2.5 years, he's not hit a century by his standards. I mean, that's a lot. It's not a good track record to have. Also, yes, there has been a lot of tension with the BCCI. He has been at loggerheads with the BCCI for the last 4 months, and certain things that happen on the field clearly make you realize that the player is under pressure. And South Africa, the last Test match that we saw, what happened over there, the unfortunate incident where Kohli was involved, and that probably showed that he's under pressure. He maybe wanted to just get done with this captaincy issue. For me, I think it's a blessing in disguise. We'll have a hungry Virat Kohli who will be serving as a batsman for Team India in all the formats. He's not been scoring runs. His record as a Test captain, in terms of averages, is, I think, it's a difference of around 17, 18 points. which is a lot for a player of his stature. Yes, the confrontation with BCCI is definitely has played a part in Virat Kohli resigning from Test match cricket. We can't deny that fact. Absolutely not. It can't be because of the loss to South Africa, because just a few hours back he was at the press conference and he was. There were questions that were asked to him about the future of the team, because a lot of players after this series might not just get a chance. A lot of newcomers will come in, and they were talking about that. He could have denied that. He said he could not have answered those questions directly, is what I mean. But 12 hours later, I mean, there's a lot of fishy things that are happening. And we have been discussing for the last 4 months. Somebody needs to come out and clear the air.
Yeah. Harpal Singh Bedi, do you think he's put himself under pressure with whatever's happened in the last few months, right? And do you think he was in a position where he knew captaincy itself would be a little bit of a, crown of thorns with whatever's happened?
Sometimes what happens is when you have ruled so undisputedly, he was a monarch, I'm repeating it. He ruled the Indian cricket for 7 years in tandem with Ravi Shastri. Suddenly, somebody is going to check you what you are doing, why you are not playing this player, why you are not. It is like you are doing a program and somebody is standing behind you and start dictating you. Although you are the program, you are anchor, but somebody is pushing you what to do, what not to do. You get irritated. I think this will happen with Kohli. Second thing, a lot of people say that he did this, he did it. He had to do it because he was the captain. After all, he the man who led 68 or 67 test matches. He had to give chances to play. It was not an individual game. If it is a team game, he needed players. He needed talented players. He had talented players. So he was not doing any favor. No captain does any favor to anybody. The players are there on their own. Yes, captain can help them or captain can spoil them. There are a lot of players like Karan Nair must be saying that what was my fault? Why after scoring 300 runs, he was dropped. There are so many other players, come to think of it. But at this moment, and remember one thing, the BCCI took hardly any minute before he could say that he has resigned or he quit the captaincy. BCCI was ready with the tweets, thanking him and everything, appreciating him. It is much faster than his tweet we came to know, rather than BCCI reaction.
Okay.
Reaction was faster than his